Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday morning podcast for Monday, July, whatever the fuck it is. Is it the 7th? I'm going to say the 7th. Maybe it's the 8th. I don't know, man. I'm on vacation. It's the 8th. It's the 8th. I'm on vacation. I'm never coming back, man. Fuck that shit. Listen, I think I've worked long and hard enough where I can put my feet up now. That's not how it works, does it, huh? The bankers want you to keep running on that fucking wheel. Oh, you're going to stop? Is that what you're going to do? You think you got enough? You think you got enough left? Huh? The trajectory of how long you're going to live versus what you got in your account? You think you could sit down? Go ahead. Go ahead, Freckles. Go over there and sit down. See what happens. Property tax, mortgage, interest. Go ahead, sit down. College educations. Home upkeep. Knee replacement. Fucking bootleg prostate reinserted. Thrown in a petri dish in fucking Istanbul. You don't see that coming, do you? What'd you think, huh? What'd you think, you pigmentally challenged bald son of a bitch? Did you really think that you worked long enough that you could take a break? Is that what you thought? You don't decide when you quit. We do. Sorry. That performance was what I think of. That's what I think, like, bankers at the top when they look at people walking down the street. It's a little cynical. It's a little dark way to start right after the fucking birthday of my country. She's showing her age. You got to admit, it's been some hard living. Almost, what is it? Almost 350 years? Almost 350 years. Doesn't look a day over 1,000. Yeah, a lot of shit. A lot of fucking shit. Think of all this shit this fucking country has gone through and somehow got involved in. It's fucking unreal. Then you got other people like, other countries taking after them, taking care of themselves, getting 8 hours sleep. Iceland. Iceland looks great. When was the last time they got into a fucking bar fight? When was the last time they stuck their nose in the middle of something? Jesus fucking Christ. We're like the town gossip. Got to get involved in every fucking skirmish around the goddamn planet. Well, it's our job to protect. You're making money off of it. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Anyway, so I'm recording this podcast on Sunday there. I think I'm golfing tomorrow. Oh, Jesus. Am I slowly giving into that sport? Huh? Am I tapping into my inner white man? Gonna get out there, stick my hand in my slack pockets as I adjust my ball bag, waiting for somebody else to see if they can go up and down. What is this, huh? Dog leg right? Huh? What's the length? Somebody take out their little fucking magnifying glass and stick it out. What do you think I need, Jerry? A 7? Oh, yeah, I was going to say an 8, Way you been hitting it today, you don't want too much club, Happy birthday to you. I did something awesome this weekend. I went and I saw the new Kevin Costner movie, Horizon. And I got to tell you this, man, I fucking love that movie. It's fantastic. It's an old school Hollywood epic. The way it is shot is gorgeous. The performances are amazing. The actors were killing it. I was trying to look up the names of the actors so I could give them like props and everything. But like everybody's IMDb page their picture looks like they're on Friends. So I can't tell who the fuck they played. but like I did recognize some actors from when I was growing up. James Russo, one of my all-time favorites. Guy's never given a bad performance. He's fucking amazing. And I first saw him in Beverly Hills Cop playing Axel Foley's friend. I remember he crushed that. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And that was back then. You know, you go to the video store, see what movies they're in. You just watched all their stuff. I want to say he even did a made-for-TV movie. Was he in The Burning Bed with Farrah Fawcett? I can't remember, but he's always been great. And then the guy from Henry's Portrait of a Serial Killer, Michael Rooker, was in it. That's the first time I remember seeing him, way back in the day in 85 or 86 when that movie came out. But anyway, I don't want to ruin any of it, but I look, I'll just tell you this. I will put that movie up against anything Kevin Costner has ever done. It's that fucking good. And what's awesome about it is there's a part 2 that comes out in August. And I was intimidated by the running time. I'm like, man, this fucking movie's 3 hours and 1 minute. And I finally put my kids to bed, and I was like, fuck this. I'm going to go see this. Taking a night off some stand-up, I'm going to go see this thing. And I sat there, and that movie went by in a blink of an eye. It was fantastic. And then as it was over, they were showing highlights of part 2, which is like really like this old school nod to cinema, where I remember, my parents, when they were growing up, talking about like how you'd go to the movies on like a Saturday morning, and they would have these almost like the first like TV series, like before TV, they would show like these little short movies, and then there would be, they would stop and continued next week, so you get the kids to all go, a big business thing or whatever. It was kind of a nod to that. So the next one comes out in August, and I can't say enough good things about it. Like, if you just like an old school Western, okay, gunfights, genocide, titties, I mean, it's just all there, man. It's fucking fantastic. All right, I'm being a little silly here. I'm telling you, it's just a fucking great movie, and I can see why critics have been giving it shit. It's just, there's a certain kind of man that these, the critics say they just don't want to see him anymore. But it doesn't mean he doesn't exist. So I don't know what their fucking problem is, but there's this fucking game. Okay, when you get into business, it's not just doing the job. You also have to toe the company line. But if you don't, they just go at the knees of your shit. So like, it's getting all of this undue criticism. It's a fucking great movie. Go see the goddamn thing. Okay, there you go. There's like fucking two freckled thumbs up from me. Don't listen to any of that bullshit if anybody's having a problem with that. I mean, when we did the movie that I did, somebody fucking wrote, "This is barely a movie." That's what they wrote. This is barely a movie. So what the fuck is it? Is it a house? It's a movie. You didn't like the movie, all right, but they said it's barely a movie. And what it was they didn't like, this war on guys. Like, they don't want a guy going out being a guy. They want a guy to be their version of a guy. And it's just, if you do that, they love it, and it's so important. And then here come the fucking awards. But if you just do like what you want to do, and it doesn't fall into what they want it to be, then all of a sudden they just start fucking lying about it. It's like those conservative assholes who lied about my show a few weeks ago. Just outright lied what I said. Part of it was what I said, but it wasn't what I trashed liberals to get conservatives excited so I could make fun of them. So the liberals would be happy, so then I could trash the fucking liberals. That's what happened. But these cunts, they left out the conservative part. So everybody's got their fucking agenda. That's what I've learned. And everybody thinks everybody's a fucking snowflake. All these fucking right-wing, you're a fucking snowflake. Talk about their guns. You want to see people start crying and pissing their pants like a bunch of pansies. You'll see, anytime you get close to what anybody holds near and dear, they turn into like the whole snowflake thing. And my favorite thing is somebody recently said, "Are you familiar with the term snowflake?" And the person goes, "Yes. That's a term sociopaths use to discredit empathy." How fucking amazing is that, right? And Both sides do it, and they don't think that they're doing it. So, anyway. I'm just saying it's a good fucking movie. And I don't know what these assholes... I don't know. I don't understand what the problem... Or people that, like, you know... They're, like, rooting against it because the guy put up his own money. It's like, why would you... What are you rooting for? Streaming services? Is that what you're rooting for? I don't know. I don't get it. Like... I don't get it. I think just people, you know, I think a lot of people don't have the balls to try something in life. So when somebody does, they just fucking root against it, you know? When I was a kid, those people were called cunts, and I don't listen to them. And I didn't. I'm so glad that I didn't. And I went down to see the movie. It was fantastic. Part 2 comes out in August. All right? So if you like movies and you'd like to see people continue to make them, you should go out and support this fucking thing. All right, there you go. There you go. I mean, I haven't gone that hard for fucking stamps.com, and they've been with me for 10 fucking years. 12 years? I don't know how long. Anyway, speaking of movies, I got a couple to recommend to you. The Gods of Times Square and I Am Cuba, both on the Criterion Channel. Gods of Times Square, I think I told you guys about it. I can't remember if I did or not. It's like a documentary that somebody shot in like 92, 93. And it's about preachers in Times Square. And it's like the editing in it is incredible. Really incredible. And it's just on an old handheld camcorder. Check that out. And then I Am Cuba was shot in 1964 in Cuba. It's in black and white. Heartbreaking but gorgeous movie. All right, look at you know what? I'm getting artsy. That's what happening here. I'm getting fucking artsy in my older years. Oh, by the way, how about those Boston Red Sox? Down 3-1, come back and beat the Yankees. I was funny. I left a message for a buddy of mine who's a Yankee fan. I'm going, that, you know, I said, that's a wild one. I said, dude, if I was a bet man, I would fucking bury the Yankees today. Steinbrenner is rolling over in his grave screaming about that loss from last night. And then fucking Yankees came out on Saturday and beat us like 14 to, I don't know what, 5 or some shit. I don't know what happened today. But anyway, I'm behind in all that. Still a couple races behind in MotoGP. I watch them when I can because I got the kids. But today... I went to breakfast and I ate like a cop. You know, I've been eyeballing this fucking maple donut for months. And I was saying, I'm going to have that thing when my special is complete. And I'm just having one and then that's it. And I'm not back on the sugar. And I finally gave in this morning. I had a cup of coffee with that donut. And I tell you, when you don't eat sugar for a while, you take a bite of it. You're like, God damn. I didn't finish it, but it was glorious. Just to eat like a fucking kid again. And then I immediately went to the gym. I went to the gym. There was a dumpster down there. I put my finger in the back of my throat. I'm just telling you what you got to do out here in Hollywood. I made myself throw up. And as I was throwing up, I heard a little kid in a high-pitched voice said, "Hey, Dad, is that Bill Burr?" And I looked up, and the dad had this sad look on his face, and he said, "No, son. No, it isn't." And they walked away. And then I went to the gym. I had a great workout. Are you making fun of bulimia? Yes. They never talk about the upside of bulimia. I mean, how easy is it to keep you can eat whatever you want. I mean, the ultimate diet where you can eat whatever the fuck you want. Listen, it's a fucking ugly disease, but the first 5 times you do it, it's got to be amazing. It's like I just ate a dozen maple donuts, polished it off with 2 lattes and an espresso. I went out back, hey, never happened. But then, you know, your stomach acid starts eating away to your esophageal lining there. And then it's not, so you start eating away at the enamel of your teeth, and then, you can't chew your food, and then you get ass cancer, and then you die. That's the downside. Whatever. Get mad at me for trying to look at things through a positive lens. If that's the worst you have on me, then I say so be it. So fucking be it. Have you ever ate so much that you thought about making yourself puke? I don't think I've ever done that. I've thought about wishing I could puke, but never actually thinking like I should make myself puke. I've only done that with like booze. When my body was like reacting and I was like, all right, I get it. Can you just let me get outside? Can you just, when you're so fucked up, it's like you and your body become two different things. Like the body's taking over and you're like, all right, man, listen, I know I have not been steering the ship as the captain the way I should have. If you just let us get out to the deeper waters and not do this along the shore where everybody could see, I would really appreciate it. And then you just yak right in front of the chick you had a fucking crush on. And then you lie to yourself and said, she never looked at me the same way, because you don't have the courage to tell the truth that she never looked at you to begin with. And that's one to grow on. God, that was sad. But what do you want when the jump off point is bulimia? People who are against bulimia, do they spell it B-O-O? Bulimia? Boo, not a good thing to do. I wouldn't put that past somebody. I told you I went to something last year. It was called the Heart and Stroke Ball. Why would you put ball after stroke? I don't know. And I'm fucking childish, and I'm just looking at it going like, that was in a conference room. A bunch of people looked at that, and no one ever put heart and stroke ball. Heart and then stroke your balls. Jerking off gets your heart rate going faster, which is good to, fight off heart disease. Like all of that shit was rolling around in my head when I looked at it. Gee, Bill, what else in the world that doesn't really fucking matter you're upset with? I don't know. What do you want from me? Anyway, so I had a fucking great moment with my kids, right? I came home and I go in, I went out to breakfast, had my cop breakfast, and I come home. I walk into my daughter's room, right? And she has like this scowl on her face. And I'm like, what's the matter? It turned out, she was going swimming over a friend's house, and the bathing suit that she wanted to wear was in the wash, so you had to wear this other one. So, all right, I'm trying to navigate the female brain here. Can't get the fucking eyebrows to come back up. So finally I just go to her, hey, you know what? And this is a true story. I said, I was leaving the donut shop. There was a little boutique, and I saw a really cool T-shirt that I want to buy you. And she just broke out into a grin. I said, you want to go look at that later? And she was like, yeah. So I was like, all right. I put out that fire. So then I walk into the hall, and my son was supposed to be taking his nap, right? And I come out, he's standing in the hallway. He's got a big grin on his face because he knows he's not supposed to be there. I go, what are you doing? What are you doing out of bed? And he goes, he's like, Dad, I want a hug and a kiss. So I give him a hug and a kiss. And I just go, all right, get to bed. What are you doing, right? I'm kissing him on the head, and he's laughing. And I just put him into his bed, and I wrapped him up with like the sheet where it was just all the way up like around his neck, you know what I mean? Like all cuddled up, and he was dying laughing. And I was pretending to be upset that he had gotten up. And then I was just like, all right, but you have to stay in bed, okay? He goes, all right. I said, night, night. He goes, night, night. And he, big grin on his face. When he smiles, he's got my smile, man. It's amazing. And I walked out, and I was like, I got the whole fucking summer off to do that. Which is why I'm going to make myself stop throwing up before I go to the gym. All right, this is what I do, okay? Because for some reason, I was just picturing somebody, if they heard an excerpt of this podcast, getting upset about me joking about this shit. Like, I really, don't care if somebody has bulimia. Obviously, I do, but they go, oh, my God, how could you be like this, right? So then what you do is you just keep doing the joke. You just keep doing the joke. I don't even know. Somebody came at me about that. I go, do you really think my podcast is the reason why that person's puking? They were puking before I fucking did the podcast. You know? You know her. I don't know her. What the fuck did you do? Huh? You hairy-legged so-and-so? Get out of my face with your fucking... Where are your other 6 fucking legs? That's what I always see when I see women with hairy legs. You know what I mean? They're like part spider. But for some reason you can't, I would never say that to them, but like, oh, would I? Well, if they heckled me, I would. Anyway, whatever. I'm in a good mood. What do you want from me? When I'm done with this, I'm gonna watch a movie with my kids, and when they go to bed, I'm gonna go fucking play a little bit of drums. Old Billy vacation. I ain't coming back, man. I ain't coming back. I'll do the podcast. I will do this podcast, and I will fucking hang in there. That'll be my connection to you people. All right? But if you think I'm going back out there, man, I got out. Like Michael Corleone, I am out. I have no fuck. Well, I got 3 dates coming up. But once those are done, dude, I am fucking done. I don't have any fucking stand-up dates on the books. I'm sitting right here in this fucking chair. This is what I'm doing. I got my little stereo with my fucking records. I'm just gonna stay in my own little world and block it all out and fucking not pay attention and ignore the fact that my choice once again for leader of this country is these 2 crazy old guys again. That for some reason, people are passionate behind them. Okay, if they were in your family, you wouldn't be listening to them. Oh, Grandpa. Let somebody young carve the turkey. Sit down. What are you doing? You're going to break your hip again. Anyway, I don't have any fucking solutions. I like how I just said that. Like, that's why you guys listen to this fucking podcast, because you want some sort of solution. I have a solution. Bury your head in the fucking sand and act like it's not happening. You owe that to yourself at least one day of the week. Just act like everything's going great. Just have a stupid smile on your face. Okay? And just, do whatever it is that you got to do to fucking get through it. Go to a movie by yourself and have a good time. All right, let's do a what do you call it there? Right, little what do you call the fucking thing there? The advertising. Oh, look who it is, everybody! It's old Zip Recruiter. All right, summer's here, and seasonal businesses are hiring. Everything from mule packers to drama camp leaders. What's a mule packer? Like literally packing a pack that's going to go on the back of a mule? I fucking love donkeys. The fact that they get excited when you get them a new ball and you throw it to them and they go fucking nuts. I mean, who doesn't want to be around that energy? Donkeys, goats, cows, horses, basically all the farm animals are cool. It's once you get outside the farm. I don't like animals. Mountain lions, bears. Sharks! All right. This means, it's the summertime, blah, blah, blah. This means that people with these specific skills are in high demand and not easy to find. Whether you're hiring for one of those roles or any other role, how do you find top talent before the competition gets them? How do you do it, people? I've been giving you the answer forever. It's old Zip. Like that, right around the corner. Right now, you can try Zip for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology does a deep dive to identify top talent for your roles immediately. After you post your job, Zip Recruiter's smart technology starts showing you qualified people for it. Gear up for summer with Zip. High-speed hiring tools. See why 4 to 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first fucking day. Just go to this exclusive web address right now to try Zip. Yeah. That was me saying it and not realizing I had backed to the edge of a cliff. For free, ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/Burr. ZipRecruiter. The smartest way to hire. All right. Oh, liquid death, everybody. Liquid death. What is liquid death? Well, it may look like a beer or some crazy energy drink, but it's not. Liquid Death is actually a healthy beverage brand that makes mountain spring water, low sugar flavored sparkling water, and low sugar iced teas too. Perhaps you've noticed a coworker cracking a tall boy in your 9 a.m. meeting. Or maybe you're out in the golf course and they got their own little version of a little iced tea there. Okay, but why would a healthy beverage be called Liquid Death? Because Liquid Death will brutally murder your thirst, and their infinitely recyclable cans are helping to bring death to single-use plastic bottles. Liquid Death also donates a portion of the profits from every can sold to help plastic pollution. Kill plastic pollution, sorry, not to help it, to help stop it. Talk about how fun it is to drink out in public when people think it's a beer. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about how good it tastes to drink water out of a can instead of a plastic bottle. Would you rather drink beer out of a plastic water bottle or a fucking goddamn can? Somebody out there, well, I prefer a glass bottle. Well, Lottie freaking die! You can get free shipping of Liquid Death's mountain water and flavored sparkling and iced tea 8-packs. I was thinking tea bag. Iced tea 8-packs with Amazon Prime. Or grab a can or a case at your local 7-Eleven, Target, Walmart, Whole Foods, or Instacart. Go to liquiddeath.com/Burr to check out all their healthy, infinitely recyclable beverages and find your closest retailer. That's liquiddeath.com/Burr. Liquiddeath.com/Burr. Okay, and with that, we have turned the corner. We have turned the corner to now. Now it's your guys' turn to speak. I've talked about the benefits of bulimia enough today. What if it's like, it's like cigars. If you have one a month, maybe it's not bad. Is there a world where maybe once a month, just to keep yourself level, you just go out and yak in a parking lot? I don't know. Listen, people, I'm not saying I have any of the answers. I'm just trying to open a dialogue. All right, Jehovah's Witness girlfriend from a lady. All right, to get you guys caught up. This is like Kevin Costner. It's a two-parter. To get you caught up now. Last week, this guy wrote in, and he said that he had met this woman. She was fantastic. He loved her. Everything was great. But she's a Jehovah's Witness. She said she wasn't practicing, but now she was saying that if they get married and they have kids, that Jehovah's Witnesses do not recognize any holidays, including birthdays. And this guy, that bumped him because he comes from some other stupid thing where you got to buy your wife something every other fucking month. Fucking idiot. The guy's, he's free. All you got to do is pretend to believe in whoever the fuck Jehovah is, and now you don't have to get her a birthday gift? That's fantastic. Is that why all those Jehovah's Witness women look so fucking miserable? Walking around with no makeup, they get their feet beaten if they talk out of turn because the guy has 9 wives? Is that what a Jehovah's Witness? I don't know what Jehovah's Witnesses are. I have no idea what they are. All I know is there's not a door they haven't knocked on. Hey, Billy Baru, regarding the guy long distancing with his Jehovah's that's right, it was also a long distance relate. Who can't fall in love with somebody from afar? Jesus Christ. That's the difference between wanting to join the military and actually fighting in a war. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes you're like, what was I thinking? Regarding the guy long distancing with his Jehovah's Witness girl, we'll call the JW girl. He needs to back way up. Okay, here we go. I can speak to this because I was raised as a JW. This person's so damaged they won't even say it. And my family goes back several generations in that religion. Did they go back to Jehovah? Was he the guy that said he had a dream after taking mushrooms that he was Jehovah, and now he had to have sex with everybody on the plane? It's usually how it works. I walked away from it in my late 20s. Well, that's a pretty good religion if you can walk away. Usually with these smaller ones, you have to run away because you can walk away from being a Catholic. They don't give a fuck. They have that's like canceling a Netflix subscription. They don't give a shit. They have a zillion people. But, you walk away from Quibi. I mean, you got to there's phone calls and there's all kinds of shit that has to be made there. Anyway, I walked away from it in my late 20s, but it wasn't easy until I was just picturing Invasion of the Body Snatchers where she starts walking quicker and so do they. But it wasn't easy until I had built a totally new life away from it. I'm 55 now. My dad still thinks he can get me to come back. With JWs, there is no half in, half out. At one point, I was like her, dabbling around the outside the boundaries, but I had to move a day's drive away to really be able to get away from the pressure family and other congregation members put on you. Even when I ended a relationship with a woman who was the love of my life because I didn't want to disappoint my folks. Oh, you're gay, so you wanted to have you wanted to go, what did you want to go live your life and find love? How dare you? Anyway, if she is saying she grew up in the religion and it was kind of weird, but I'm out now and my folks are cool with it, that would be great. But if she's still active in congregation attendance and her folks are deep into it, this is not good. They will make her life miserable in an attempt to, air quotes, save her. This feels like one of those mini-series my wife likes to watch late at night. She watches some what the fuck were we watching last night? One of those ones. It was a real estate agent. She was showing a house and she was taking quick pictures because she didn't feel safe and then she was missing. This is like what she watches right before we go to bed. Anyway, the other possibility is that she is like my first wife, who was a nice, cute JW girl who turned out to be an attention digging whore. It's gold digging whore or an attention whore. This is an attention digging whore. So she's a gold digger and an attention whore. Jesus, that broke my heart and broke up our family. All right, so Jehovah's Witnesses are cool with you being gay. All right. Well, that's one for them. Fortunately, I got the woman who was the true love of my life back 13 years ago. Well, that ended abruptly. Love the pods. Go adore yourself. Well, I'm very happy for you. It's got to be hard to walk away from your family, come out as being gay, have to leave a cult, lose the love of your life, and get them back. That's like a fucking Marvel series. All right. Well, and you were nice enough to write in and give some advice because I didn't know what to tell that guy. I don't know what the dynamics of it is, but this is this person's perspective. So the person who wrote in last week, I hope this helps you to make the right decision. If I was dating a woman that was a Jehovah's Witness and she said she was getting out of it and then she wasn't out of it, but I was already married to her, I would definitely have fun with it. Anytime her parents came over as they walked up the walk, I would have the open window and I'd be like, Jehovah's! Hey, don't forget to knock. Come on. You're like a vampire. Vampire has to be invited in. You guys have to knock, or you're no longer Jehovah's Witnesses. Hey, who do you think would win in a fight to the death? Jehovah or Jesus? They're both men. Both their names start with J. What's your guy rocking? Mine has a fucking, I don't know what you would call it. A man dress? And occasionally he walks around in a loincloth. Your guy ever get tortured to death? Because mine did. Mine got tortured to death, and you know what? He fucking came back after 3 days. Can you say that about Jehovah? I get into like an Aquaman, Superman fucking battle with them. So this Jehovah guy, what is, I always act like I forgot. What is he? Is he, I know heroin's not good. What about Molly? As a Jehovah's Witness, can you go to Comic-Con? Or is that out? Can you go to Burning Bush or whatever the fuck it's called out there? What's that stupid concert out there in the desert? Everybody goes out and they OD in the sun. Coachella? What does Jehovah think about Coachella? In secular music. It's Jehovah. I don't know. That's a religion I don't know anything about. Well, Bill, none of us are surprised. You didn't sound too fucking educated on it. All right, relax over there. Okay, Jesus Christ. All right. Off Instagram. Hey, Billy, phone addict. Oh, Jesus, there's never been a truer description of me. Greetings from Cameroon. Cameroon, right off the coast of Rhode Island. I know my geography. I noticed you post a lot on Instagram, but also said you quit looking at your phone. Which is it? Do you read books anymore? Have you ever thought about audiobooks? It seems like you're on it more than my teenager. Kidding. I would love for you to do a show here and make jokes about the turnstile of Europeans, Asian, and American companies who try to take control of our government. I have to be on Instagram because of the business I'm in. What I do is, when I'm doing it right, is I only spend like 20 minutes. I see some cool videos. I post them on my story. I rarely post. I posted for the first time on Instagram. When I am in a bad place, I am on it every day for hours. So right now I'm in a good place. I finished this Lee Marvin autobiography, and now I'm reading this book about health and eating right and everything. And somebody got it me for my birthday last year, and it was a really thick book. And I'm thick-headed, so I was intimidated by it. I thought it was going to be like, well, your glucose, and you have good fucking sugars and bad sugars, and there's good cholesterol, bad cholesterol. You combine this with this and 5 handfuls of nuts. I was like, I don't want to read math and food. And then I read it, and it's like really dumbed down for someone like me. So that's the book I've been reading. Anyway. European, Asian, and American companies who try to take control of our government. Like, dude, isn't it unfucking believable just how politicians all around the world are just slaves to fucking corporations, and then they just got us all yelling at each other just so they can get a bigger fucking pool. That's what kills me, is what is the end game? It's just making more money? That's all you give a fuck about? I'm telling you, like, what if the next Hitler comes along and he's actually a great guy? You know, he makes Adolf an honorable name again. And this time, rather than exterminating people because of their race, religion, sexuality, or whatever, he just exterminates sociopaths. Wouldn't that be fucking incredible? Like heads of corporations, pieces of shit, scumbag. Like, just out of curiosity, out of the 7 billion people on the planet, if he only left the good Hitler, if he only left the people that were actually going to do right by humanity, how many of us would be left? Do you think that you make the cut? If you said yes, do you think that that is because that's the truth, or because you have a delusional version of yourself? And the fucking mind fuck of being a human being is you have no idea what that answer is. Because the reality is you can only know yourself so well, because it's impossible for you as a person to observe yourself. to have an outside perspective. You could be open to it, but you're also the gatekeeper of what information you choose to believe or not believe. And then also knowing that the person observing you also might be out of their fucking mind. I mean, for me, that was pretty deep. I like to think so. Fuck you. It's all right for me to feel smart every once in a while, isn't it? And when I say fuck you, I'm not talking about, any of you. I'm just talking to the people I grew up with. It's never you guys. I don't even think about you. I'm just fucking sitting here talking to myself. I just decided to record it. That's all. All right. Offense. Oh, I read that one. All right. The Grateful Dead. Old Billy Albino Mushroom Head. I'll tell you, my neck is starting to look like the underside of a mushroom. I'm not going to fucking lie to you. I noticed that the great Andrew Themelis played some Grateful Dead at the end of the Thursday afternoon podcast this past week, and it got me wondering about how much you know about them. I don't know anything about that band, other than there's a song that they wrote where there's lyrics in it that spoke to me. No, they really had a profound effect on me. I don't know what the name of the song is, but it was talking about doing what you want to do in life. And one of the lines was, it said, and if you go and no one should follow, that path was meant for your steps alone. So that made me let go of results. And I realized that the results of what I did was not as important as me doing what I want to do. Obviously, mine is hurting somebody. But when you first get into the business that I'm in, you have no idea what you're doing. So there's this big thing to look at what other people are doing and be like, oh, they did that and that worked. Should I also be doing that? They are wearing that shirt. Is that the shirt you need to wear for good things to happen? And you do that. Then after a while, you fail enough doing other people's shit. You finally are like, you know what? I'm just going to do what the fuck I do. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, at least I did what I wanted to do. And once I did that, things started to happen for me in a very slow way. But they have. It's only been 32 years to get here, right? But that line, I remember. And I did see the Grateful Dead in 1989. And Living Colour opened up for them. I do remember that. No, Living Colour opened up for the Rolling Stones. I saw them on the Steel Wheels tour. That summer, I saw the Grateful Dead, I saw the Who, and I saw the Rolling Stones. Anyway, so this person continues on. With your adventures over the last few years with mushrooms and more open-mindedness, man. I like that they put that in like italics, whatever you say, italicized, man. Attitude towards psychedelics, I think you could really start to properly appreciate the Grateful Dead and the way their music largely spawned from the psychedelic experiences. Okay, but theirs also spawned from like LSD, which was scientific shit. So I don't know. That's when back people had like bad trips, right? Or is that just school film strips? I have no idea. Yes, I just did say film strips. I am that old. There is an amazing documentary on Amazon on the Dead. Oh, I would like to see that. That gives you good insights that I think you would really enjoy. Thank you. I'd love to see that. Maybe you might even... By the way, you realize Jerry Garcia is dead. I mean, the Grateful Dead have been dead since 2004, right? Maybe you might be interested in a new form of psychedelic and what all the rage was about back in the 60s. I can only speak for myself, but when I was at the lowest point in my life and desperate for some sort of inspirational beauty in life, I took my first LSD trip and played a Grateful Dead show. And the experience had a profound effect on me, like it has done for many, I imagine. Oh, you put on a Grateful Dead show. You said you played it like you opened for them. I think you mean you put on one of their albums. Well, that's awesome. Okay, look at that. I shit on LSD and it saved your life. All right, people. Bulimia and LSD, these are new perspectives that we're looking at. Anyway, I loved seeing you at the Moore a few weeks ago. I was up in the steaming hot nosebleed seats over there. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize that venue didn't have fucking air conditioning. Hope the family is well and go fuck yourself. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to, well into my 50s, slide into 60 over here. 56 years old. I'm going to finally take some shit and listen to that band. I will get by. That's the only song I know. And that other one. And if you go, no one should follow. That path was left. No, it was meant for your steps alone. La, la, da, da. And they played that song when I saw them in 89. And all these fucking people were freaking out. I will tell you this. I went to that show, and what the overwhelming vibe was very peaceful. Everybody was kind of like, hey, man, I'm all right with you, man. I like you too, man. It was like really fucking, But granted, I was only there for 3 hours. Imagine if you follow them around the country, things went a little sideways. Somebody starts making tie-dye shirts that sell better than somebody else's tie-dye shirts, and all of a sudden you got a war, man. Whose side are you on, man? All right, hypothetical. Billy Boozebag. What are you talking about? Former boozer. I haven't drank in almost 6 years. I had a dream the other night that I took a drink. I was like, why did I do that? I just fucked this up. And I was like, oh my God, that's fucking delicious. And then I made myself throw up. Hypothetically, you're going to start drinking again. All right. Oh, how would you go off the wagon and have that first drink? Yo, you think I haven't thought about this? Is this, in this hypothetical, money and time are not factors? All right. A, pint of Guinness at a pub in Ireland. Oh, do I need to go to B, C, and D? A glass of wine or a cocktail at a cafe in France. Oh, you got me in France. I don't go to France to booze. I wouldn't go there. I go there to irritate them with my attempt at their language. C, a whiskey of your choice in a cigar bar paired with your favorite stick. Nah, I bottomed out there. I don't want to go back to that. D, cheap American beer at a sports game of your choosing or at a tailgate for said, fucking pint of Guinness at a pub in Ireland. And not in Dublin either. Maybe out in Galway, down in Laughlin. Those are the two places I've been outside of Dublin. And I loved Belfast too. But Dublin, there was just too many fucking me there. I liked being outside of that place. I didn't know where to go. You got to go to Temple Bar. What, so I can run into you? I can fucking talk to you here. Yeah, this is what I would actually do. I would probably, when my daughter turns 21, if she wanted to have a drink, I would sip on something. I'll be honest with you. I don't miss it because I like having a beer now. That's what I would do. But the alcohol-free beers that they make, they got it down so ridiculously. I had that fucking the Sam Adams one, whatever the hell that one is. The Beck's one is amazing. Everybody has that Heineken Zero. I'm not into that. I didn't like Heineken when I drank. So I'm not into that one. But there's some really fucking good ones. They got some IPA ones. And all it is it's I think it's just hop flavored soda water. So it tastes just like it. So once you get past the mind fuck of where's the buzz after this, it's just the taste. I really enjoy them. Anyway, this person continues. As a bonus, if none of these sound like they hit the spot, make up your own hypothetical perfect scenario for falling off the wagon. Again, hypothetically, you have no commitment and unlimited free time and money. All right, well, let's do something better than the dad answer. All right? If I was going to be selfish, ooh, I think I would go motel room, like a good Coen brother movie motel. In the middle of nowhere, no serial killers, nobody coming in with that cow thing that they put to my forehead and fucking, blow my brains out. None of that shit. I got the door open. I got a ball game on. I'm by myself. After the ball game, I'm watching a classic movie. And during the baseball game, I'm drinking beer. And I would go Miller High Life. And then when I got to the movie, I would watch one of the guys that I loved growing up, one of those fucking movies, which is Lee Marvin, Charles Bronson, Telly Savalas, Clint Eastwood, one of those fucking movies. Paul Newman, Steve McQueen, something like that. And that's when I would switch to bourbon, and I would get this stuff, Kentucky Owl, the last alcohol I ever had. It's fucking delicious. And I would pour 3, ridiculously tall ones with a giant square ice cube. I'll tell you, I'm getting thirsty. Giant fucking square ice cube in it. And I would just sit there by myself, and I would have my old pickup truck, and I would have an Indian motorcycle, the Chieftain, next to it. And when I got good and drunk, I would get on that motorcycle at night, and I would fucking open it up with no helmet on and end my life. I'm kidding. I would wear a helmet. Anyways, what that really was, the end of that with the truck and the motorcycle, is like that thing you have as a dad when you get overwhelmed with the responsibility of having a family, and you start thinking about, what would I be if I wasn't married with all this responsibility? And then you're always like some sort of badass out on the road with a killer truck and a fucking motorcycle. And the reality is you'd be living in a fucking studio or a 1-bedroom on a fucking futon, like I was before I met my wife, being lonely as hell, wondering when the love of my life was going to come knocking on the door. So anyways, that's what I would do. I would, I'd watch a fucking baseball game and just be knocking back, good cheap American beer, Miller High Life in the glass bottles, nothing better. And then, I would watch a great movie. Now, what would the movie be? This is a fun fucking game. You can't do this with heroin addicts, right? What are they going to pick the corner they want to nod off on, They don't do anything. But that's the good thing about booze, is like you get fucked up and you can just go around hurting people with your comments. And then, what do? You throw up. Movie recommendation, Billy Blockbuster. I just watched The Last Stop in Yuma County. It has a fantastic ensemble cast, which includes Richard Brake, your scene partner from The Mandalorian. Get out of here, brown ass. I loved how he said that, brown ass. The whole movie takes place at a gas station and diner in Yuma, Arizona in the 70s. Dude, I'm fucking in. It has a great plot, great cast, and is full of awesome 70s cars. Seems like it would be your kind of thing. Check it out if you get a chance. I'm fucking all over it. That is everything I love in a movie. An amazing actor, Richard Brake. It takes place in the 70s. There's fucking cars. I'm in. All right, Lee Marvin documentary. You guys are hooking me up this week. Lee Marvin documentary. Hey, Bill, I heard you talking about Lee Marvin on the Thursday show. You should check out the documentary on his movie Point Blank. All right, I am trying to click on it, but I have it in airplane mode. so no one will disturb me when I talk about puking from bulimia. Somebody, a punk band, had to be Amy something and the fucking Bulimics. And they all yak like 2 songs in. I mean, that would be fucking, performance art. But, still, there's something to be said for it, right? All right, hang on a second. What do we got here? Celebrities shutting down disrespectful interviewers. What is this? You should check out this doc. You know what I always fucking forget is that when you go online, when I click on something, that shuts off my recorder. All right. So anyways, it's on YouTube. Just look up Lee Marvin Point Blank documentary. I'm going to check that out. I appreciate the hookup. I apologize for the difficult edit. It's just going to be bad. It's going to cut out. I'm going to come back on. Well, you just experienced it, all right? Full disclosure. The person said, I made it. Maybe you've seen my Van Halen documentaries. Thanks for all the laughs. All right, well, you're making documentaries on Lee Marvin and Van Halen. You're my kind of filmmaker. I will definitely check those out. All right, and with that, everybody, that's the podcast for this week. I'm old Billy No Sugar. I'm back on it. I did legs and eggs today. It's always going to be legs and eggs. Goes back to when I was still living in New England in the Foxy Ladies Strip Club. Shout out to all the ladies, the lovely ladies down there in Rhode Island. They used to have this thing called legs and eggs where you could go down there and get breakfast and watch somebody show you their clam while you ate your scrambled eggs. And the fucking guy used to whisper on the advertisement. He like it's on the fucking radio like your wife couldn't hear. Be like, hey guys, come on down to the Foxy Lady for legs and eggs this Thursday morning. Who the fuck? I'll tell you right now. There's a lot of shit I would do in my lifetime. There's a lot of shit that I've done. There's a lot of shit I've yet to fucking do. But I'll tell you something I've never done, don't want to do, and never will do. I am never purchasing food and consuming it in a titty bar or anywhere else, okay? Those two things should always be separated. We're either going to a restaurant or we are participating in human trafficking. One or the other. I will tell you this right now. If I ever did eat in a titty bar, I would put all of Bulimia to shame. Coming to the stage, what? I would fucking yak that shit up faster than you could say I'm not getting vaccinated. Anyway, that is the podcast. Thank you to everybody for listening. Thank you for being seen and blah, 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 blooba-doo. That's it. I'm on vacation, although I better start doing some spots because I got to go up to, Canada. We lost the cup again. We couldn't beat a team that plays in Florida. If you told your dad 40 years ago that this would happen to you, he'd disown you and fucking tell you, I don't know, you can't have any more maple syrup. Build a better highway from Edmonton to Vancouver so I can drive through your Rockies and it won't take 4 fucking days. Build a better highway so I won't take 4 fucking days. All right, sorry. All right, go fuck yourselves. I'll check in on ya. I shut it off by accident on Thursday.